In Need for Speed Underground, you take the role of an aspiring street racer. You'll begin with a slow stock car and make your way through all kinds of races and tournaments with the goal of becoming the best street racer in the Olympic City. This walkthrough was played with manual transmission, stability control off, and all races on hard difficulty. After the introduction plays, you are thrown into a street race in a custom Acura Integra. The race is an easy 2-lap circuit and you should be able to beat it with no problem. After winning the race, you get to know that in fact this wasn't an actual race. It was just you explaining to Samantha how you want to become a street racer. She then points out to Eddie and his Nissan Skyline. He's the main antagonist of the game and the current best racer in the city. After the cutscene plays, you'll be able to buy your first car. All of the cars are front-wheel drive, besides the Mazda MX-5. So if you want a rear-wheel drive, take the Mazda. I went with the Honda Civic.
Ouch, that is seriously weak, dude.
Then you'll get into an eye contact with Melissa, Eddie's girlfriend, but Samantha interrupts you and explains to you the event racing system. You'll have to win every race in order to progress in the underground mode, so being second won't cut it in any race, besides the tournaments. I'll explain this later on. Samantha introduces you to Jose, and he invites you to a race. You'll race on the same exact map from the introduction race, but this time you'll be driving your car. This race should be, once again, fairly easy. After winning it, you'll earn your first money. For now, there's not much to spend it on, so go for a few more races first. The next race is a sprint. Sprint, at least to me, is the easiest event in the game. You just have to go from start to the finish and make sure to not crash. There's no traffic in this race, so just make sure to drive efficiently and you'll make it. Up next, you'll be introduced to dirt and drift races. Due to the lack of upgrades, this drift race might be a bit tough, so if you'll have problems, knock down your difficulty. You score by making continuous drifts. The faster you are and the wider the angle, the higher the score. You should also focus on building up the multiplier. This is done by doing drifts, maintaining speed and not crashing. Whenever you crash or spin out, your multiplier will either go down or completely reset. Always make sure to drift through these zones as much as possible. Due to them being close to the wall, you'll get a ton of points. There's a way to keep yourself in a drift even when you're going straight, by tapping or holding the handbrake. It's really difficult to explain, and mostly it's a matter of practice and muscle memory. You'll definitely eventually get to know what I mean. Always make sure to swing like a pendulum, going from one side to the other, and always try to avoid crashing. It's way better to stop in front of a wall and score the points than to lose them and reset the multiplier as well. After winning this race, you should have enough money to get some upgrades, so head to the customized ride menu. Here you'll have 3 menus: visual customization, performance customization, and car trade-ins. In the visual customization menu, you can change your vehicle's body, neon, paint, rims, vinyls, all stuff like that. Any visual upgrades contribute to your reputation rating. Whenever you upgrade to the next reputation level, you get more style points while racing, and sometimes you unlock magazines with your car on them. You also get magazine covers for progressing through the rankings, beating top scores, and installing upgrades. In the performance menu, you'll be able to upgrade your top speed, acceleration, and handling. You'll unlock your first performance upgrade soon. Lastly, the trade-in menu is used for swapping cars. It might cost a lot now, but eventually you'll have so much cash that it won't matter and you'll be able to swap freely. All of the upgrades, both visual and performance, transfer over to the car of your choice, so don't worry about losing anything while swapping. After finishing customizations, you'll meet Clutch, and the next race will be a drag race. There won't be any traffic, so you can fully focus on mastering the RPM management and switching gears. You don't have to make perfect shifts every time, but they are optimal. Usually it's just enough to hit good shifts. Winning this race will grant you the Mitsubishi Lancer. You don't have to swap to it, unless you want. I stick with the Civic for quite a while with no problems. The next race will be a lap knockout. This is basically a circuit, but the last racer gets knocked out every lap. Just make sure to never be last. Now that you've experienced all of the possible racing events, you'll be invited to a rookie tournament. You race against 3 MX-5s in 3 circuit races. The first race should be once again very easy. Make sure to watch out here. There's a chance you might hit the traffic like I did, so don't go through this turn too tight. After finishing the first race, you'll get points for a replacement. As I've mentioned earlier, you can actually finish second and still win the tournament, as what matters is how many points you have at the end, not winning every single race. So as long as you have the most amount of points after the last race, you'll win the tournament. The second race is the same as the first one, just in reverse. The third race introduces you to a new area. Here you'll be able to choose from 2 shortcuts, or going around them. Generally speaking, skipping them is not a bad idea, just watch out for the traffic. Otherwise, I would always choose the left one instead of the right one. It's way more predictable, and there's a lesser chance of spinning out or crashing into a wall accidentally. Then after making this turn, there's going to be 2 large jumps. By jumping on them, you lose a bunch of speed, so make sure to not forget to downshift. Also, watch out for the traffic. Even though it's pretty tough to do, it's better to expect being unlucky rather than counting on no cars being there. Besides that, you should be able to finish this race easily and win the tournament. You'll get a ton of cash and your first set of performance upgrades. These will be game changing, but here's one thing you might not know. You don't have to upgrade your car throughout the whole game at all. The other races' cars scale with your own upgrades, so if you don't have any, they won't as well. I never played through the underground mode without upgrades, so I don't know if it's worth it or better, but it might make some difficult races easier. So if you ever have problems beating a race, you can knock down the upgrades. race. Otherwise, definitely get them. Now when it comes to the brand packages, it really doesn't matter. You can choose whichever you like the most. Performance wise, they are all equal. Afterwards, you'll meet TJ. He'll offer you an upgrade, but to get it, you'll have to win his time trial race. You can decline the race, but do that only if you wouldn't want to even try, as you literally won't get anything. I decided to go for it. The race is simple. There's not going to be any new areas, and also there will be no traffic. After winning it, you'll be able to choose from 3 different unique performance upgrades. You can choose whichever you like. I chose the engine upgrade. The next race will be a circuit in a new area. You'll begin in this spillway, and there's going to be 2 big columns. Always make sure to not hit them, as that may cause you to easily lose a race. Eventually, you'll get to these 2 shortcuts again, but even going this way, I still wouldn't use the shortcut on the left. Either drive around the shortcut or use this one. The rest of the race shouldn't be hard, and after winning it, you'll unlock the Ford Focus. The next event will be a drag tournament. The first race should be simple. There's now going to be a bit of traffic, but it shouldn't get in your way. The second race is the same as the first one, just in reverse. The third race will be the same as the first one, but the train will now be introduced, and also from now on, cars will be crossing the intersection, so watch out for them. Winning the tournament will grant you another set of performance upgrades. The next race is a lap knockout around the Olympic Square. You should already know all of the areas here, so there's not much advice I can give you, if I wouldn't want to repeat myself. So from now on, I'll be skipping any races that won't require any advices or explanations. The next drag race will be on a highway. There's going to be a bunch of traffic, but even with mediocre shifts, you should easily beat this race. The next sprint race introduces another new area. There's not going to be any traffic here yet, but eventually, this section will be difficult due to the intersection after the jump. There's also a shortcut by your left side, but I've never used it. Then there's this section with another shortcut, and once again, I've used it only once, as I don't find it worth it as well. Then there's this one, which I took every single time. It eventually gets a bit risky once you'll upgrade your car. When it comes to this tram, it's a bit luck based, so always count with it being there. The rest of the race should be pretty straightforward. The next drift race will be the same as the first one, besides the map being a bit bigger. I'm not certain whether other cars will have this problem, but the Civic is currently in an awkward performance place. You can't really maintain speed while in the second gear, and the first gear is just too slow. So you'll have to go through this section in the first gear, and then try to accelerate and drift through this part in the second gear. Once again, aim for the 2 zones, and try to maintain your multiplier. Then there's another circuit tournament. In the first race, watch out for the intersection over here, and then this one, after the 2 big jumps. In the second race, watch out for the small jump here. If you'll enter it too quickly, or steer a bit while making the jump, you might crash. The third race takes place in a new area. Here you'll be able to choose either going left or right. I highly recommend always following the traffic flow instead of weaving through the oncoming traffic. It's way safer and easier. Going right, you'll encounter these 3 columns. Make sure to dodge them. After going through this section, you'll go through this unpaved alleyway. The road is bumpy, and there's a bunch of obstacles, which makes it quite difficult to go through if you're first and also on the first lap. Make sure to not go too fast, as the bumps can make you crash. Also, prepare to downshift, as you lose a bunch of speed due to the obstacles. Then there's this bridge jump, and once again, a bunch of obstacles and a gate. You lose a ton of speed again, so prepare for it, and downshift if you didn't do it earlier. Then you'll go through these 2 jumps, and that's the first lap done. Watch out for the traffic, and also, if you'll stick left while near the starting line, watch out for the trash bags and barrels. They slow you down immensely, so make sure to not hit them. Win the tournament, and you'll get another bunch of performance upgrades. Among these upgrades will be the nitrous oxide. I always use the nitrous whenever I crash to catch up quickly. The best course of action is saving it up for the final stretch rather than using it during the race. Then, Samantha will offer you an upgrade for participating in a time trial race, same as with TJ. Once again, you can decline if you want. The time trial is simple, the only problem is the traffic. If you'll be taking this shortcut, watch out for this intersection. The rest of the race shouldn't be a problem, and as you can see, even though I crashed once, I still made it to the finish line with 5 seconds left on the clock. For winning the race, you'll get to choose from 3 different unique hoods. Choose whichever you like the most. Winning the next circuit race will play this cutscene.
Spotlight's on you, kid. Pretty dope considering you got no skills, no crew, and you look like a dork. Is that supposed to impress me?
Eddie's now noticed you, and we are off to the second chapter. The next drag race can be a bit of a problem. There's a bunch of traffic, and the other races are quite fast. Optimally, make only good shifts. Try to use the nitro after shifting up to get into higher RPMs faster. Also, don't forget to look behind you. If anyone would try to overtake you, block them off. Winning this race will unlock the Hyundai Tiburon. Then winning the next drift race will unlock new neons. In the next circuit race, you'll have to go through this section. From now on, due to the traffic, this section becomes more challenging. Always expect traffic here. It's better to to slow down a bit, then to crash. I always take this corner this way, but if you downshift before slowing down, you'll spin out like this. This mechanic will remain consistent for the rest of the game, so brake slightly before downshifting and always downshift before turning. Winning this race will place you 10th on the circuit rankings. You should manage easily to beat the following drag race tournament. In the third race, keep right to avoid the obstacles and jump over the train. The final race takes place in a new area. Watch out for this intersection and then stay on the right side. This intersection can be tricky. You might get unlucky here, so as usual, slow down a bit and make it through the traffic instead of forcing it with your foot on the pedal. Winning the next drag and sprint race will place you 10th in the individual rankings, and the sprint race will also reward you with the Subaru Impreza. Then in this sprint race, watch out for this turn as always. Winning it will unlock new glossy and metallic paint options. Then beating this lap knockout race will unlock the Nissan Sentra. The upcoming drift race will be in a new area. You can rack up a huge amount of points drifting like this. Try repeating this sequence every lap and you should easily win this race and place 10th in the rankings. Then there's another time trial. Even though I crashed here, I still managed to get to the finish line with 3 seconds left on the clock. Once again, choose whichever upgrade you like the most. I went with the ECU. Then you'll meet the first member of Eddie's Eastsiders crew, Chad.
Hey yo, small time. What's up? Name's Chad, and I'm itching to blow you off the sprint course.
In this race, you'll go through this new section, which is a bit confusing to go through. I haven't went through it ideally, so I'll show you a better way in the following races. From now on, winning certain races will rank you higher in the rankings, so to not repeat myself constantly, I'll be skipping over this fact. In the next drift race, you'll be able to score a huge amount of points in this section over here. Try to replicate the way I drift with a high multiplier, and you won't have any problems beating this race and unlocking some new muffler tips. The next member of the Eastsiders crew is Todd.
Think you're a dog, huh? Word with the ladies is that you're just a puppy. Guess I'm gonna prove 'em right in the next race.
This race feels straight up rigged. I have no clue why this happens, but the cars going through the intersection occasionally stop like this. There's not much you can do, besides somehow dodging it by steering quickly left or right, and as the traffic is quite intense, this race might take a few tries, so don't stress yourself if it takes a while. Beating it will unlock new window tints. Then there's another circuit tournament. The first race should be easy. By now you should be familiar with all of the sections. In the second race, you'll start here, which is new. There's this shortcut that you can use, but I don't think it's worth it at all, even if the traffic would be tense. The barrels slow you down by a lot, and hitting these columns could make you lose the wall race. The exit from this shortcut is also not great. You can easily hit the oncoming traffic, so I don't recommend using it. Win the third race and you'll be rewarded with a bunch of new upgrades. Then there's a lap knockout race that will unlock some roof scoops. And then you'll meet Kurt, the last member of the Eastsiders.
Hey, I'm Kurt. Don't think I'm gonna be taking it easy on you like Jose. I'm gonna enjoy knocking you down.
When it comes to this section over here, I usually chose to go left, but going right will most likely be a better choice. I also didn't explain the optimal way of going through this tunnel. Enter it like this, brake a bit, downshift, and you should easily make it through. Win this race, then win the next drift race, and you'll unlock the Nissan 240 SX. Then this sprint race will unlock new rims. The next circuit race can be challenging due to the lap amount. There's going to be a few more races as long as this one, and they may take a few tries, so don't stress yourself and be prepared to be stuck for a while. These advices will be universal though. If you'll crash in the first or second lap, just restart. Even though you might catch up and still win the race, it might make it more stressful and you may make more mistakes or drive more aggressively. Next, ideally save up your nitro for the last lap. This might save you if you would crash or just give you that bit of an acceleration that you might need right in front of the finish line. Lastly, try to block off the other racers by checking the rear mirror and driving in front of them. This way, they won't be able to overtake you and may even slow down a bit. If they would overtake you and it's the last lap and you didn't crash, don't restart the race just yet. You still might overtake them like I did right here. The next drag race might be a bit tricky if you're still using the Civic. You can win this race with it, but the Nissan 240 SX is already better, and to be honest, I forgot about unlocking it. Otherwise, I would have already used it here. In the Civic, you'll have to hit almost every shift perfectly and then stick to the rightmost lane. Even though the next circuit race is 6 laps, it shouldn't be difficult. Use all the knowledge I've given you and you should win it with no problem. The same applies to the drift tournament. The third race introduces the last unique area. This area is amazing for making huge drift chains. I'll show you a few examples, but I believe you won't have any problems here at all. Winning the tournament will grant you yet another set of performance upgrades. I wasn't supposed to win the next lap knockout race, but this happened. Anyway, winning this race will unlock new side skirts. After beating this event, you'll unlock another sprint race. There will be quite a lot of traffic, so make sure to be prepared for some unlucky turns, like this one. Winning it will unlock the Toyota Celica. As far as I know, the next drag race is near impossible to beat with this Civic, so now's definitely the best moment to swap to the Nissan 240SX. I should have done it earlier, so if you'll be doing a playthrough, make sure to trade in sooner. You can also use the Hyundai Tiburon. It's way faster than the Civic as well. The next sprint race and drift race shouldn't be tricky, and beating the drift race will unlock some new front bumpers. Then you'll have to beat Jose in 1 versus 1 circuit race. This shouldn't be a problem. Make sure to not crash like this, instead downshift and brake a bit. And also, don't use the shortcut by the right side. As I've mentioned earlier, it's definitely not worth it. Choose some new spoilers and head to the next drag race. Dodge this last intersection, jump the train, and you'll unlock the Acura RSX. This car is amazing, and for a while, most races will be a breeze with it. You'll be offered another time trial race. Winning it lets you choose from 5 new rims. Win the next circuit tournament and you'll unlock the last set of level 2 upgrades. The nitrous upgrade will make it way easier to catch up or accelerate after crashing. You should have no problems with the next lap knockout race. I also tried going through the shortcut, and as you can see, you can actually make it through with no problems, but I still think it's just way too risky. You'll get some new rear bumpers and unlock the next drift race. By the way, drifting in the Acura makes oversteering almost impossible as it's a front wheel drive. All you have to do is master handbraking, so winning drift races in it should be simple. I'll skip over the next drag race and 2 circuit races, as they shouldn't be challenging at all. Winning the second circuit race will unlock the Acura Integra, which is the car from the game's introduction. The next sprint race will reward you with the last collection of muffler tips. Then the next drag race might be a bit difficult due to the traffic. Stay on the right side throughout the whole race, and don't forget to downshift here, as you'll lose some speed due to the jumps. I managed to score a good line in the next drift race. I'll show it so that you'll be able to replicate it easily. Scoring such a large amount of points will push you extremely ahead, so from that point on, you shouldn't have a problem with the rest of the drift race. Just make sure to not risk it and lose it like I did here. After winning, you'll unlock the final set of window tints. In the next sprint race, I still couldn't orientate myself well here, but don't worry, even if you'll have a problem just like I did, you can still easily win the race. Even though I crashed once more here, I managed to catch up because of the saved up nitros. Watch out for this intersection, avoid this shortcut and you'll be golden. Winning the next lap knockout race will award you with the Mitsubishi Eclipse. In the next circuit race against Jose, make sure to slow down here and always go this way. It's way easier and there's no oncoming traffic, otherwise this might happen. You'll be able to fit in some new headlights and tail lights for winning the next 2 races. In the following drag race, go this way and then stick to the right side. You should manage to win and unlock the pulsing neons, which are pretty cool. Then there's this drag race, which may seem easy due to the lack of traffic, but it's quite hard. You'll have to hit almost perfect shifts and also block off the other racers. I managed to win with 5 perfect shifts and 1 good shift, so this may take a few tries. The next drift race should be easy. Once again, try to replicate this long drift and you should be ahead by a ton of points. Winning it will unlock the Toyota Supra. Then there's another drift race, and here you can try to replicate this line. For winning the race, you'll get the pearlescent paint. In the following sprint tournament, there's this section in the second race, which is a bit difficult, and you may crash just like I did. Don't worry about it, you should be able to catch up easily once again. You shouldn't have a problem with the last race, and winning it will unlock the first set of level 3 performance upgrades. Beating the next sprint race will unlock another time trial, with the reward of unique vinyls. There's no traffic, and you should easily manage to make it with 2 digits left on the clock. As always, you can only choose one, so make sure to choose the one you like the most, as you won't get the rest of them. The rush hour tournament is challenging due to the heavy traffic, but you've raced every area by now. Use your knowledge to your advantage and win to unlock the Honda S2000. In the next drag race, stick to the right side and slow down a bit here. There's a bunch of obstacles and also this intersection. Hopefully, you'll get as lucky as I did. It's a 1v1 race, so if you'll crash, you'll win, as long as you cross the finish line. Choose one of the new roof scoops and prepare for the next race. This is one of the most difficult ones. You'll have to drive through all of these 6 laps almost perfectly, which is difficult, as there's this turn which can make you lose on the last lap. It's way better to spin out like this or drive straight rather than crashing, so don't force going through the shortcut on the left and play it safe. On the last lap, I once again had a civilian car here, and that caused me to spin out and lose the first place. Luckily, I saved the nitrous up and managed to overtake him once again. Watch out for the tunnel, save up nitrous, don't use the jump shortcut, and you should eventually get through this race. The next lap knockout race won't be easy as well. The traffic will be heavy, which will make each lap intense. It's extremely difficult to get through this turn, as there's usually at least 2 cars there. Then you'll have to watch out for the tram. Be careful over here, and also in this intersection, and then over here. Don't forget that the traffic might help you win as well, like you did here and then here. So don't restart the race too soon. You shouldn't have a problem with the next drift race, and winning it will unlock the Mazda RX-7, which is the next trade-in I decided to make. It's a rear-wheel drive, so if you'll go for it as well, prepare for the handling to be different. In the next sprint race, I finally managed to go through this section here without any problems. So if you'll be struggling, drive through it like this. I'll skip over the next circuit race and drag race. You'll unlock the Nissan 350Z for winning this circuit. Then there's yet another time trial, and once again, I managed to go through this section here quite well. So hopefully this will help you out and you'll unlock the unique spoiler upgrade. To prove to Eddie that you're a capable driver, you'll have to race Samantha, something she definitely won't appreciate.
I trusted you, and now you want to take me on? Well, see you at the street, punk.
The race should be very easy though, and if you'll struggle with this section, go through it like this. Winning the race triggers this cutscene. As you can see, you're starting to get noticed. Winning the next drag race should be easy, and it will unlock the final vehicle in the game, the Nissan Skyline. According to its stats, it's the best vehicle in the game. The handling is a bit different, as it's an all-wheel drive, and to be honest, I prefer the handling on the RX-7 way more. But the Skyline is faster, so if you'll manage to master the handling, it should overall be better. I'll skip over the next drag tournament, as there's just nothing new that I could really say. It's a bit luck-based anyway. Beating it will unlock the next level 3 performance package. I'll skip the next circuit and sprint race, as there's nothing new to say once again. The following drag race will take place in the Industrial District, which will be the last new area. The race shouldn't be difficult though, so shift well and you'll manage easily. I'll skip the next lap knockout race, but beating it will unlock the final set of side skirts. For the next drift race, try to replicate this line. I'll once again skip the next circuit, drag, another circuit, drift, and finally a lap knockout race. Hopefully you should manage to beat them without any advice. Then this cutscene will play.
Dude, you bore me. Here's some cash. Take a cab. You'll get home faster. Yo, taxi!
Now you'll race against the best of the best, and to be honest and quite blunt, due to the lack of variety, there's seriously nothing new that I could say about these races. They'll work as the final true test of mastery, as you'll literally race through the same maps, sometimes in reverse, sometimes with more traffic, and that's really it. Make sure to use all of the advices that I've given you. Save up the nitrous, don't go through any risky shortcuts, if needed, knock down your performance upgrades, and most importantly, be first. Winning this tournament will reward you with the final performance upgrades. Due to the repetition, I'll skip over all of the races besides the ones that I considered difficult. Kurt's Killer Ride stands out for its number of laps and intense traffic. To be completely honest, you'll have to be blessed with some luck. The traffic has to fall in your favor, just like it did for me. One small mistake can cause you to lose, so good luck. Definitely accept the Mods to the Max time trial race, as it's fairly easy and you'll be able to get some new performance upgrades. I chose the Turbo package. The Dragon Slayer race is quite difficult too. I always kept crashing due to this intersection. No matter what I did, I always either spun out or just crashed. What eventually worked for me was staying on the right side throughout the whole race. This made it suddenly extremely easy. The circuit dust-off is 6 laps, which once again makes it quite tricky. Watch out for the spillway exit here. You'll have to slow down a bit to not lose control like this. Also, master this section over here. Always go through it like this. Otherwise, it should be straightforward as there's no traffic. But that doesn't make it easy, as you can see here. Luckily enough, he crashed as well, which allowed me to win the race nevertheless. Then there's the Enduro Street Circuit, which is once again extremely long, but luckily enough, there's no traffic to mess up your lead. There's still a chance this might happen though, but as long as it happens in the first few laps, it shouldn't make a difference. Just make sure to not risk it with the jump shortcut near the starting line, and you should be fine. In this drag race, what worked for me was sticking to the right side and weaving through the traffic like this. Hopefully you'll manage to win with no problems. After this drag race, you'll have to beat every single member of the Eastsiders crew in their specific events. Personally, I had no problems with any of them. The same applies to the Dirt's drift race, so I believe that you'll manage with no problems. Finally, you'll be able to reconcile with Samantha by beating TJ, which is using her ride. After winning, Samantha will reward you with 2 unique body kits and thank you personally.
Thanks for getting my ride back. Things are sure different now. But I see that with you, it's all about racing. That's all it's ever gonna be.
Let's do this! It's on!
The final race. Use your knowledge and beat Eddie. I'll let this race play out, as it's basically the pinnacle of the underground mode. Because I had a huge lead, I decided to risk using the shortcut here. As you can see, it's absolutely not worth it, so really, don't use it. Even though you just beat Eddie, you are still not the greatest racer. The mysterious 350Z appears once again, and this leads to the true final race. You'll have to beat it in the final circuit race here. The traffic will be intense, and the 350Z will drive really well. Watch out for the tram and expect the unluckiest traffic. After winning, this final cutscene plays, where you'll get to know who was driving the mysterious car, and once again, here's Samantha's legendary line.
You did it! I can't believe it! You won! You won! Is that your fantasy?
And this concludes the whole underground mode, so hopefully I helped you out.